Krishna devotees. So the topic for today is the theme is death. So in that theme today we have this verse from the chapter number 8, the knowledge of the absolute and how to attain the supreme, chapter number 8. That verse number 25. धूमो रात्रिस्तथा कृष्णः षण्मासा दक्षिणायनं तत्र चन्द्रमासं ज्योतिर् योगी प्राप्य निवर्तते धूमो रात्रिस्तथा कृष्णः षण्मासा दक्षिणायनं तत्र चान्द्रमासं ज्योतिर्योगी प्राप्य निवर्तते. The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months, when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. Okay, so let us go through this verse. So the verse previous to this, Lord Krishna has explained about the path of light. There are totally two paths of quitting the body. So first of all, Krishna explains at the time of leaving our body, the principle is, if we remember Krishna at the time of leaving body, we go back to home, back to Godhead. So there are only two paths. Mainly the main paths are, we either remember Krishna at the time of death, or we have some other material thought at the time of death. If we remember Krishna at the time of death, Krishna explains very clearly, Antakali cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yaprayati sa madbhavam yati natyastra samshayaha. That means, whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. And Krishna also says that whatever state one remembers at the time of death, that state he will attain without fail. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajityante karevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. So at the time of leaving the body, what is the state that we remember? It decides where we will go. If we are Krishna conscious throughout the life, and if we remember Krishna at the time of death, then we go back to Godhead. The same thing Krishna explains in the chapter number 2 in the last verse. So that somebody who is Krishna conscious, that is, it is said that verse number 72 of second chapter, he says, that is the way of the spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. But now the question is, if somebody is not able to remember Krishna, what are the possibilities? As per the Vedas, particularly the Upanishads, Chandogya Upanishad, it has been described there are two paths which a soul will take. So what are these two paths? The first one is called as the path of light. That is the Devayana, Shukla Marga. That is the path of light. So that was the previous verse, that is verse number 24. That it was said, those who know the Supreme Brahman attain the Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery God, and in the light at an auspicious moment of day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels north. So first of all it is said, Agni Jyoti Raha Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Brahma Vido Janaha. Agni is fire, Jyoti means light, Aha means day, Shukla means Shukla Paksha, the white fortnight. It's the waxing fortnight. Shanmasa means 6 months, Uttarayana. Shanmasa Uttarayana means the Uttarayan Kala, which starts after January. 6 months after January. Tatra, there means prayata, who passes away. Gachanti, Brahma vido janaha, those who know the absolute, the Brahma vidaha, they will attain to the Brahman. That's what has been explained here. So what we have to understand here is, one of the things that we have to understand here, when it is said that Agni Jyoti Aha Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam, it is not necessarily the time, it is the presiding deities who make the arrangements there. Now there is a presiding deity for fire, the fire god. We have a presiding deity for light, Jyoti. We have a presiding deity for the day, Aha. And then we have a presiding deity for Shukla. So these presiding deities make arrangement for the passage of the soul. So it is like a path. There are two paths to go, right? So one is the path of darkness, one is the path of light. So what we have to understand is, what is the path of light, what is the path of darkness, and what happens to the devotees. This is what we are trying to understand today at the time of death. Okay, so here it is said in the previous verse 8.24 that if one leaves the body at the time designated above, either accidentally or by arrangement, it is possible to attain the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. So if one has to attain the Brahma Jyoti, they have to go in this time, in this route, that is the Shukla Marga. So who are generally concerned in this? The mystics, yogis, jnanis, who are advanced yogis, who are doing yoga practice. They can arrange the time of death. Just like Bhishma Pitamaha, he was waiting for the Uttarayana, right? Of course, he is a pure devotee, but he was just showing to the how it is supposed to be done. So he was waiting for the time of death, for the Uttarayana, and then he leaves the body. He was waiting for the auspicious moment, and then they will not return to the cycle of birth and death. But otherwise, if it is not that time, any living being has to come back. Again, they'll have to come back. Okay. So, however, Prabhupada is writing here that for the pure devotee in Krishna consciousness, there is no fear of returning, whether he leaves the body at the auspicious or the inauspicious moment by accident or by arrangement. Whether a devotee is leaving at an auspicious moment or inauspicious moment, it does not matter, because a pure devotee is always situated in auspiciousness. It says, Shrunvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Rudhyantah Stohi Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhrutsata. So this Shravana Kirtanaha is Punya Shravana Kirtana. Punya, it is completely auspicious. This path of devotional service is auspicious. As you know, a pure devotee is always thinking about Krishna. So it does not matter for a devotee. Now, so we can see of broadly two types of people: spiritual people and materialistic people. So those who are spiritual, who are following the Shukla Marga, that is the advanced yogis and jnanis, who have done a practice for many lifetimes, they go through the Shukla Marga and they attain to Brahman. That is the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. They attain the Brahman realization. Now what happens to the materialistic person? Now there is a very important classification that we have to understand. Following the ritualistic activities of Vedas does not make one very advanced, or it does not necessarily mean it is Shukla Marga, right? So for example, if we see Bhagavad Gita chapter number 9, Krishna was speaking about those people who do the ritualistic activities, such as the fire sacrifices which are given in the Vedas, those who drink the Soma juice, who study the Vedas. Krishna is saying that they get purified of their sinful reactions. They take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delight. And after their godly delights are completed, after they enjoy a lot of sense pleasure, in those heavenly planets of Indra or the above planets, Jana Loka, Maharloka, whatever, after their pious activities are exhausted, they return to the mortal world again. So here it is very clearly said, Krishna is very clearly saying in the chapter number 9, verse number 21, those who thus seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. So that is, evam trayi dharmam anuprapanna gatagatam kama kama labante. Evam trayi dharmam. Trayi dharmam means the dharma which is given in the trayi. Trayi means Vedas. Veda trayi. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda. Those who are following this three dharma, that is three Vedas, whatever is given there are a lot of flowery words in the Vedas. Krishna explains, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti avapaschitaha. There are some people who get attracted to the flowery language of the Vedas. For example, 80% of the Vedas is contained Karma Kanda. And in the Karma Kanda sections, there will be a great glorification that if you are going to do this fire sacrifice, you will go to the moon planet and you will reside there for so many thousands of years and you will enjoy like that. So those people who read that, they get very attracted. They say, Nanyad astiti vadinaha. Those people who are getting attracted to these sections of the Vedas, they say there is nothing beyond this. This is the highest. If we say there is Krishna consciousness, they will not agree. They will not even come to the platform of Gyan. They will be only in the platform of Karma Kanda rituals. So those who are following the practice of the Vedas as scholars, seeking sense pleasures, they have to come back again. And that path is what Krishna is describing in the verse number 25 that we are discussing today. Dhumo ratris tata Krishna Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandramasam Jyotir Yogi Prapya Nivartate. Chandramasam means moon planet. Dhuma means smoke. Ratri means night. Krishna means fortnight of the dark moon. So Krishna has two words meanings. Krishna is Krishna himself, and here Krishna, in this context, Krishna means dark moon, Krishna Paksha. Shanmasaha, 6 months, Dakshinayanam, that is Dakshinayana. So what happens? A mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, night, fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. So this is the path of the fruitive activities. There are some people who are expert in fruitive activities. What are the fruitive activities given in the Vedas? Fruitive activities given in the Vedas are Yajna, Dana, Tapasa. Yajna. There are so many fire sacrifices which are given. Like Jyotishtoma Homa. Now it is said those people who do the Jyotishtoma Homa, Krishna says, I am the Jyotishtoma Homa among the Homas, like that. So this Jyotishtoma Homa is the chief among the Homas. Like, if somebody does that, they can go to the moon planet and enjoy for a lot of time. And then Yajna, Dana. Dana means giving, charity. Krishna describes, it's called Karma Falatyaga. Dana means Karma Falatyaga. That means whatever we have hard-earned money, we're trying to help somebody, or we're trying to give to some advanced spiritual people, either to the Brahmanas or to the ordinary people, giving dana. That is called as the ritualistic activity of the Veda. Or for example, it is said digging wells, or it is said orphanages, old age homes. All of this is considered to be that is one of the ritualistic activities mentioned in the Vedas. So what happens is Yajna Dana. So when we are doing these are all activities which are pious activities which are in the path of the smoke. So what happens is those people who are doing these activities, they go to the moon planet and they enjoy there for some time. And then what happens is Krishna explains, Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti, tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam, Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. After having enjoyed vast sense pleasure, the results of their pious activities are exhausted. They return to the mortal planet again. That means, all the ritualistic activities are no doubt they are pious activities. Yajna, dana, tapasya, austerity, doing different kinds of austerities, taking up some difficulty and trying to restrain the senses. This tapasya, all of them are very good. They can give us a lot of pious activities. And with these pious activities, we can go to the moon planet. And Krishna is saying you can stay in the Swargaloka for a long time. You can enjoy. But Chine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. That means after it is over, somebody has to fall down from there. Has to fall down. Because these pious activities, these ritualistic activities, they are not spiritual activities. They are still materialistic. So the activity becomes materialistic when done in the three modes of material nature. So there are three modes of material nature: Tamoguna, Rajoguna and Satvaguna. Mode of ignorance, mode of passion and mode of goodness. So those who are doing in mode of ignorance, they don't know what they are doing, ritualistic activities. Mode of passion, they are doing it in a competitive spirit. Somebody like, we see some businessmen who say that, okay, if that businessman, who is the second richest person in the world, has donated $1 billion, then I will donate $5 billion. Let my name be more. That is mode of passion. If my neighbors have donated 50,000 rupees, for our status, we will donate 1 lakh rupees. Like that. That is called mode of passion. They will do ritualistic activities. They will do a bigger show, a bigger religious program. Like that. To show the status. So this is a mode of passion. So mode of goodness is maybe like, wanting to really do something out of duty and doing it, but still it is mode of goodness. It is not Krishna conscious. Any activity which is not Krishna conscious, Prabhupada says it is inauspicious. Even if it is mode of goodness also, it is not enough. We have to transcend the mode of goodness. Krishna explains to Arjuna, Traigunya Vishaya Veda. We were very surprised. How is it possible? Vedas are supposed to be infallible. Whatever we do in the Vedas is very auspicious. Then how is it Dhuma, that is the path of the smoke, is the path of darkness? How is it possible? See, Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. They are in the modes of three modes of material nature. All the activities which are described in the Vedas are Traigunya Vishaya Veda. Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Transcend these three modes of material nature. How to transcend the three modes of material nature? Mamcha yo abhyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaitan brahmabhuyaya kalpate. That is the way of transcending the three modes of material nature. Avyabhicharena bhakti. Avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. We have to worship Krishna in pure devotional service. Pure devotional service or Shuddha Bhakti is transcendental. It is beyond the three modes of material and it is the topmost thing which is explained in the Vedas. It is not at all material. Somebody who is practicing the Krishna consciousness, he does not care about both these paths, about the path of the darkness or the path of the light. Because Krishna has promised that anybody who is remembering me all his life, he will definitely come back to me. And he has also said, Krishna said that he will personally come. Now, if a devotee is not able to remember Krishna at the time of death and worship Krishna all the life, Krishna will personally come and Krishna will personally take him. The Vishnu Dutas will take him. He doesn't have to go through these paths. So that is the path of the pure devotional service. We see the story of Dhruva Maharaj. So when Dhruva Maharaj had to leave this mortal world, Vishnu Dutas had come and the Vimana, Vishnu Loka Vimana, Vaikuntha Vimana had come. The airplanes had come and then Dhruva Maharaj was asked to step inside the airplane, by putting his feet on the death personified. So Mrityu was bending in front of Dhruva Maharaj, and as a stepping stone, as something like a step. So he put his leg on the head of the Mrityu and he went into the airplane, Dhruva Maharaj. So that is the path of the devotees. Right? So this is the Dhruva Marga. Those who are expert in the fruitive activities, they are doing sacrificial activities, they are attending to the moon at the death. They go to the moon for around 10,000 years, they will drink Somarasa there, but eventually they have to come back. So we may be wondering, okay, what are these two paths? Shukla Krishne Gati Krishna. It says Shukla Krishne Gati Hyete Jagata Shashvate Mate Ekaya Yatya Anavrittim Anyaya Vartate Punaha. According to the Vedic version, there are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. If one passes in the light, he does not come back, but one passes in the darkness, he returns. Those who are the fruitive laborers, they are repeatedly taking birth and death. They do not attain the ultimate salvation. Those who do not surrender to Krishna, they will not attain the ultimate salvation. So to attain the ultimate salvation, we have to remember Krishna. So let us do a quick recap. What happens? The two paths of leaving. The first path is, we have the escorting demigods. The demigod of the fire, the deity of day, deity of the waxing fortnight, deity of Uttarayana, deity of the year, deity of the sun, deity of the moon. Actually, I'll tell you some more details. It goes to deity of the lightning, and then they go to the Brahmaloka and Brahman. This is the path. And who goes there? The Gyanis and the Yogis. Okay? Those who have realized the Brahman. And who carries them? The mind. It's also called as the path of the Devatas, Devayana. They will attain Brahman. Will they be reborn? Generally, no. As long as they are doing some devotional service of Krishna. The next path, path of smoke. Escorted by the deity of smoke, deity of night, deity of dark fortnight, deity of Dakshinayana. If they do fruitive activities means doing something for the sake of some return, out of mode of passion, out of false ego. I will do it. That false ego. If we do like that, they go to Pitruloka, moon or heavenly planets. They'll go to the moon or heavenly planets. But if they go against the Vedic injunction, this was about those people who are doing fruitive activities and sacrificial methods given in the Vedas. Tridharma, at least they are following something, they are at least going in the path of smoke. They are going to the Pitruloka and they are coming back. But those who are against the Vedic injunctions, they will go to the hellish planets. Two options there. And then they have to come back. So what is the return route? There is a return ticket also. So there is a to and fro journey. Both journeys, there will be fro also, return ticket also booked. So the return ticket is, they go to the celestial heavens, and then they will go to the Pitruloka, then to the deity of Dakshinayana, then passed on by the deity of the dark fortnight, then by the deity of night, and then by the deity of the smoke, and then to the mist, and to the clouds, and to the rain, and into the rice, barley, grains, herbs like that, and then eaten by a human being, then turns into semen of the man, enters into the woman's womb, and becomes an embryo. This is the path of return. This is the path of return. This is given in the Upanishads. This is how they return. So who returns? The materialistic people who are following the path of the Vedas and who are not following the path of the Vedas. Both of them have to return. Who are expert in fruitive activities, grihastha, all of this, public welfare activities, philanthropy, expert in sacrificial methods given in the Vedas, they have to return in this way. They have to come into the womb of a mother again. and they live in the moon planet for 10,000 years, like that. But they have to be born again. So this is the main thing, okay, of Krishna consciousness. That Krishna consciousness, the main promise is no more birth and death. So don't take birth again. So there's no need to take birth again. It is guaranteed. If we do devotional service sincerely, we'll definitely not come back to this material world. And the best part is, even if by chance, if we miss going back to Godhead, Krishna is explaining in the chapter number 6, by chance, if somebody who has practiced yoga for a long time, who's been doing devotional service for a long time, is not able to attain back to Godhead, then he is born in the family of advanced transcendentalists, is born in the family of devotees. And Krishna is saying that such birth is very rare. So that means, that is also safe. That is also okay, because they're born in the family of devotees. Prabhupada says we were very lucky. We were born in, myself and our Guru Maharaj, we were born in the family of Acharyas. We have been so fortunate to be born in such families, which are conducive from birth itself for devotional service. Like that. Now, Prabhupada's father always said, I want my son to be a great devotee. I want him to preach this Krishna consciousness to the world. While his mother used to say, let him go to London and become a barrister. Then his father used to say, if he goes to London and becomes barrister, he will only become a womanizer, and he will learn how to drink alcohol and womanize. That's it. That is the thing of going to the West. That's all he is going to learn. So he will not go anywhere. He will be here. He will learn. I'm going to teach him all the devotional aspects, and I want him to become a very pure devotee of Radharani. That was what his aim was. So that so that is also safe if you are born in the family of transcendentalists. I mean, even though in the material world, but still, because in the family of transcendentalists, still safe. I mean, it's not like we lose the complete path, right? Otherwise, if we are doing little less, yoga practice bhakti very little. A little bit of, Prabhupada is saying chant 16 rounds, we are chanting 4 rounds, let us say, little bit. Then what will happen? That is called Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Little bit, okay, that is also not lost. Then we can be born as Srimatam, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Prashto Vijayate. So born in the family of Brahmanas, or born in the family of rich people, rich merchants. A little bit of devotional service also is auspicious. Okay, that's not so good. But it's not so, the opposite is not so good. Struggling to, eat a meal per day, working every day. There's so many people who have to work very hard every single day to earn their bread. And they can't chant 16 rounds, etc. It's not possible. They have to earn their bread. Every minute they have to work, because there's so much of debt, there's so much of money problem. How is it possible to be Krishna conscious then? So if you go and say become Krishna conscious, they will say you pay the EMI, I will do Krishna consciousness. That is not good, right? So that's what will happen. That's going to be way worse. If you're born in the family where there's already some debt, these are a good idea, then we are finished. Born in the family, like let's say in the previous medieval days, we used to be slaves. So it's like slave's son is a slave, like that. It used to be like that. Not only in India, all over the world, this slavery system was there. So born as a son of a slave by birth. That's what will happen. A slave has no choice that, okay, I will chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra now. The master will say, come work. You cannot sit down, chant and do all of this. It's very bad, isn't it? So this is what happens. Okay, we have to be very careful. Okay, and this is a human form of life. I'm saying this is at least human form of life. That is, chances are very high we can get animal form of life also. Right? We can become animals also. There's no guarantee that we get a human form of life. Those who are doing pious activities, which are given in the Vedas, they may have a chance to become a human being. But those who are not following the instructions of the Vedas, who are doing sinful activities, what will happen is they will get the body as per their consciousness. As per the consciousness. So, if we don't maintain our consciousness properly, if we maintain animal consciousness throughout the body, throughout the life, we get an animal body. There are 84 lakh species of life. That means 84 lakh different types of consciousness, material consciousness. So, out of which 4 lakh or something are human species. Rest of them are animal species, and then it will be animal species. Animal species is completely finished. That means in the cycle of evolution, or not even born in the India. Also, that is also a problem. A lot of people want to be born in the West. They desire that their children should be born in the West. They are so much inclined. But if Krishna really fulfills that desire, it's very dangerous, because we will not have any access to the Vedic knowledge if we are born in some remote place of Japan and China. Of course, thanks to Srila Prabhupada, devotees are there everywhere. But we don't want to be born in Sentinelese Island or somewhere away from there where we don't have access to Bhagavad Gita, we don't have access to Bhagavatam. Then it will become an animal life. Then we'll be like two-legged animals, without any spiritual knowledge. Simply sense gratification is the goal of life. So very important message this verse has, that don't take the path of darkness. Okay, tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Elevate yourself from the path of darkness to the path of light. Okay, elevate yourself to the path of Krishna consciousness, which is all auspicious. Krishna is so kind. Okay, Krishna is so kind. He's given us everything. He has invested everything in his holy names. Namna makari bahuda nija sarva shakti tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha. Krishna is so kind. He has put all of his energy, complete energy of the Supreme Lord is present in his holy names. But it is so unfortunate, I don't have time to chant. I don't have time to chant. Durdaivam idrishamihajani nanuragaha. I don't have any interest in chanting. I don't want to chant. This is my bad fortune. Right? So Prabhupada says, become fortunate. From being unfortunate, become fortunate. Simply take up this Krishna consciousness. Chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And go back to home, back to Godhead. Very simple. Okay? Okay, devotees, we'll stop here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody wants to add anything? Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Like you said, Salpamasya Pasya Dharmasya, they will attain some, they will have some benefit. But what if the same person is able to remember Krishna at the time of death?
It's very tricky. There are very, very rare souls who can remember Krishna at the time of death. It's not so easy, actually. Right? It's
yes,
not
even for those who are practicing completely also, it's not so easy, no, Prabhuji?
Those who are practicing completely under the purview of a spiritual master, right? So they have some chance.
Some chance.
They have some.
Okay, Prabhuji. Fine,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
So we have to do it in the proper way. Yes, Prabhupada says, we should follow the proper process. The process, there's a complete process. We should take the complete process. But if it is not possible, Prabhupada also says, somebody is absolutely not possible. So then, in the very rare case, Krishna is, if it's like, there's some people who cannot go to school. Correct? But still, okay, they can read some books and they can still pass board exams. Right? Like that it is. So rare. But the general process is we have to take to the correct process. Okay. But yes, Krishna is very kind. If somebody is able to be completely Krishna conscious, always remembering Krishna, Krishna will give knowledge from within. But that is rare. That is rare. Yeah.
Sometimes it can be causeless mercy.
Yeah, because of causeless mercy of Krishna may be possible. But it requires a lot of mercy of Krishna. Yeah. Okay, Mataji. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, there's a lecture, Dust to Dust by Bhakti Rasa Amrita Maharaj. I mean, and it covers up most of the lecture that you said. If anybody would like to read it, you should at least hear it. I heard it quite long back, so I just recollected. I thought it would be good to share. And Prabhu, like it said, like even if you have any material wish, like longing, or till you're absolutely negative with any material sense gratification, the chances of going back to Godhead is, and the causeless mercy of Krishna, Kalia ko de diya, Bali Maharaj ko de diya. Bali Maharaj wanted to become Indra. So next time, like he's going to be the next Indra. So there should be absolutely no material desire. That is, but then that, like as you said, we can't give up trying. We have to be in the line.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, she said that however a person leaves the world, whether light or darkness, whatever the soul was, a good soul or a bad soul, whatever its condition, if you perform certain rituals, they get moksha, Prabhuji. For example, Dundakarani. He was Dundakarani, Prabhuji.
Dundukarvi, yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
he was a bad person. He was killed by his wives, but because his brother Gokarni recited the Srimad
Srimad
Bhagavatam for him
Bhagavatam,
for
correct.
7, he got moksha. So, Prabhuji, is it true that Prabhuji, if you do certain rituals for the person who's left the world, he gets moksha, Prabhuji, like chanting or
Yes, yes,
reading?
definitely. Transcendental activities, if we do, Krishna consciousness is transcendental. It is transcending the Vedas.
Ah,
Okay, it transcends the ritualistic activities of the Vedas. So, chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is one of the 10 offenses we say, no? To consider chanting to be one of the ritualistic activities or karma kanda is one of the offenses of the holy name. That means it's not a ritualistic activity, it's beyond that. So, chanting, Bhagavat, all of these definitely help the generations, previous generations, to go to the higher planetary systems.
so that
Right?
means, Prabhuji, we shouldn't chant for a departed soul thinking that it may give him elevation. We shouldn't do that. That's an
I
offense.
don't think that's wrong. Okay, I don't think that's wrong. We can do that. We can chant for departed souls. We can do Ekadashi for departed souls. We can, pray for them. It's not wrong.
So,
We can do
Prabhuji,
that. But we should not
so,
think that it is a ritualistic activity, means we should not think it is
okay.
equal to Karma Kanda. We should not think, okay, our Purohit called me and he said, okay, we'll do some vrata like that. Okay, we'll do some homa. Okay, we'll do some havan. So this is also one thing. Okay, you chant or havan, same thing. What is the difference? If you say that is havans, chanting is not just a ritualistic activity. Ritualistic activities only take us in the path of smoke, maximum up to moon planet. But chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, all of these transcendental activities, like you said, Dundukari, listening Srimad Bhagavatam, these are all transcendental activities which can take us back to home, back to Godhead. That is Shravana, the Navavida Bhakti. That is, should not consider them to be on the equal platform.
Okay, but Prabhuji, when you do the Srimad Bhagavatam or something, you do take a promise now that we are doing this for that soul. So doesn't it become a ritualist act?
I don't think so, Mataji. Because thinking of a ritualistic activity means here it is mentioned as the fire sacrifices. Fire sacrifices are the ritualistic activities of the Vedas. So chanting Srimad Bhagavatam, they are all transcendental activities. Whether you do it for yourself or whether you do it for others, it is going to benefit you. Whether you chant for others or you chant for yourself, it's the same. It's going to help it them also and help you also, right? Because
Thank you.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to say, chant loudly so that all the living entities can hear. Animals also can hear and can benefit it. And our Guru Maharaj also used to chant very loudly, and and people used to complain to Prabhupada that Jayaprakash Swami Maharaj is chanting very loudly. And Prabhupada also asked him, why are you chanting so loudly? He said, okay, I heard in your lecture that you have to chant loudly so that everybody gets liberated. And he said, yeah, that's fine, but you chant in the forest, something like that. So it's fine. I mean, to help others, if you're trying to chant, it's not a ritualistic activity, it's still transcendental only. The activity in itself is transcendental. It's not a ritualistic activity.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. That's why we chant, na Prabhuji, when for somebody is passing away, somebody is not well, we are all
Yes,
chanting
yes,
for
yes.
them.
Yes, ma'am.
So one more thing, Prabhuji,
Yes, please.
you said philanthropy you'll go to heavenly planets,
Yes.
but can we spiritualize it and dovetail philanthropy to Krishna? Because this, what does this Akshay Patra and this other activities done by ISKCON Mumbai? I told you I came across some ads where they're giving ration packets to the
Correct.
poor people in Palghar. That is, in which category does that come? Can we
Yes,
also
yes, yes, yes.
spiritualize and dovetail our donations?
Yes, 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 absolutely. Actually, to the way to understand this is like, Prabhupada was very much against the general public, whatever. General public opinion is okay. Let us start a hospital. Let's start a charity home. Prabhupada has repeatedly criticized that, saying that it's a materialistic activity to do like that. A transcendentalist is not interested in opening schools or hospitals because it's a activity of the grihasthas and it is activities of it's not the activity of a transcendentalist. I mean, a sannyasi is not expected to open a school or a hospital. Sannyasi is expected to get transcendental knowledge and go back to home, back to Godhead. I mean, in that way, he's saying, Prabhupada,
A
that we should
school
not
which
be.
teaches Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then it is not transcendental. There is a then it's obviously not materialistic.
Yeah, or if the school which has the name of Srila Prabhupada or the thing is going into Srila Prabhupada's account, so that can that be called spiritualized?
Yeah, that can be spiritualized, definitely. It has to be doubted. I
Like
mean,
I
we
sponsor
we
some
have to do that.
surgeries.
See,
I sponsor some surgeries in the name of Srila Prabhupada. That's it.
yes,
Okay, it is
yes, yes,
spiritualized.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. For example, Guru Maharaj underwent surgeries, right? So there were some donors who gave liver. Donors means somebody's cadaver only they would have taken. No, liver transplant means
No, no, there even a live donor can be there.
live donor, liver and kidney. I don't know who gave exactly, but somehow, yeah. But they are doing this now, so definitely a very transcendental activity, isn't it? I mean, if somebody is helping a devotee.
So we can dovetail our philanthropic works in.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I mean, see, we have to do some work. It's not possible that we can stop everything, isn't it?
Mm.
That's what Krishna is saying. That chapter. We can't stop everything. I mean, now we know that we should not do this. We cannot completely halt it. That is not possible. We should not also. We should only dovetail. Then it will be chapter 12 also. Krishna says, no, if you are supporting a temple, if you're doing service for the temple, or even if
Mm.
you're doing karma phalatyaga, that is in some level of devotional service.
Yeah, without our names anywhere, with no interest in gaining anything from
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're doing it for Krishna, if you're doing it in the name of Krishna and Srila Prabhupada, pure devotees, if you do that, it is always transcendental. Yes.
Thank you,
So we
Prabhuji.
can
Hare
dovetail.
Krishna.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Okay, devotees, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.